All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out for everybody here. 1 second, so everybody can join in. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. Today, we're going to continue our discussion on the law of charts, and we're going to be talking about congestions today. So, it should be an interesting one. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about today is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So, please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, good. Well, I hope everybody's doing great. So, another another all-time high today in the market. So again, bullish until proven otherwise, right? So now it could prove otherwise quickly if it wanted to, right? It could push down really fast below this trend line right here, form a trend box, get below this one, form a trend box, and be down here before you know it. But we're still holding trend, right? So just a little cautious up here, right? So a little two upper shadows again, and these upper end of this range right here, so a little bit concerning. We did the trade deal today with China. Phase one is done. The market didn't completely rip off of that news, but it didn't sell the news necessarily. So we are starting to see some interesting movement intraday, right? We're seeing some fast moves down, okay, in addition to moves up. So yesterday we saw this big fast move down. Today we saw another fast move down, and then a big move down at the end. Then they recovered it, right? They bought the dip right at the end. So you can see here 15 orb to the upside, double inside 15 down, came back up, got a little pause right here, a little weak, and then boom, back to the 15 orb high, and then just a lower shadowed its way down to the 15 orb low, and then popped at the end of the day. So let's take a look at the levels. These are what we provide to our members before each market day. So let's look at today was the 16th? No, today was the 15th. Okay, good. So here we go. So let's take a look here. Oh, I've got the 1 minute chart up. Goodness gracious, that's from our discussions. Okay, so again today it was interesting, right? A little bit of flat open, a little bit scary, kind of pushed down a little bit at the open, but held our short-term volumetric level, pushed up through it, got to the next level nicely. This actually had an incredible breakout that we use with our strategies at the open and gave a really, really nice move there. A little bit of pullback, bull flag up to the upside, held these levels, got these upper shadows up here, got a little bit sketchy. This candle right here is one that shows some bearishness, got to the next levels down, chopped around a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit here today. Got to the downside, down, right, lower shadow here, into some buying pressure, back up again, and then the rest writes itself. So pretty interesting stuff today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So today we're going to be continuing our discussion on the law of charts. So Joe Ross put all this together right here. So he talks about congestions, a really good, comprehensive way to, or concise way to look at the market. Makes it really sensible. Not too many. It doesn't really complicate things. Right, just got to learn all the basics. We already went through the 1, 2, 3 pattern. Right, we talked about the Ross hooks, and that all kind of ties into these different setups here. So the other day we talked about ledges. Today we're going to talk about congestions. Right, so ledges we talked about minimum of 4 candles. Maximum of 10. Today we're going to talk about congestions, which takes it a little bit farther out. It goes 10 to 20 candles, right? 10 to 20 bars, okay? So let's take a look at some examples. So basically all it's saying, well, let's talk about what it means first, okay? So ultimately, wrong button there. Hitting all the wrong buttons here. Okay, so today, we're ultimately what it talks about. Okay, so what we want here is 10 to 20 bars that are basically in a flat range. So what this is doing, right, is telling you that when would we look for an opportunity for a breakout out of these? Right? How do we know that the sideways motion is done, right? And other than just like a single breakout candle. Well, the concept is that we look for the Ross hook. That's what we talked about yesterday, right? So the Ross hook gets us out of congestions. Okay, so 10 candles to 20 candles, right? So a good example right here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish, really, really close, right? And so if you go to the shorter term time frame, we go back to the 1 minute time frame in that area, okay, we can see, right, that it basically did a 1, 2, 3 Ross hook right here, right? So here's your 1. Oops, I'll just label it there. There's your 1. Right, there's your 2. There's your 3. Okay, there's your Ross hook. All right, so if we can confirm or push below that area right there, these guys right here, put a line up there. Okay, then we would expect downside movement to get out of this congestion area, right? So I know it's more than 10 bars right here, but I'm basically using the 1 minute chart to look for the Ross hook based on the 5 minute trend. Okay, so you can see here we push below this really nicely. right? And we got to the next level here. This is our levels here. But look at that. It got this nice follow through here and pushed all the way down to the downside, right? That's a pretty nice move on SPX, right? 32.93 ultimately got down to 32.88, right? So that gave a nice 5-point move to the downside. Not bad for a day trade. Okay, so obviously that's what we look for in the day trading area, but we also look for these on the daily, right? We showed the other day that ledges, how they work, on like Tesla and other stocks like that. So let's take a look at Tesla again. So Tesla, we look at kind of like this ledge pattern right here, but it was also one of the cool features, and you can't really see it right here. One of the cool features that we see on Thinkorswim is you could draw a line, and as you pull it across, it actually counts the bars for you. Okay, so the distance from here to here, just drawn, I know you can't probably see it on the pop-up here, is 12 bars. Okay, so kind of zooming in on this, right, we would look for a Ross hook on that, right? So one of the things we see here is 10 bars, right? It's also 10 to 20, so we can see this right here. So this is 15 bars. Okay, so we got out of this minor congestion right here with this. Not necessarily a Ross hook in this case, so it's like, okay, it's working on filling the gap, and it did that. How do we know it's going to go higher? Well, here's your Ross hook right here, right? So you had your essentially your 1, 2, 3 pattern. You came up, you pivoted right here. This red candle here formed that pivot, right? If you go to the lower term time frames, this was back in 1213, right? If you go here, if you go back to 1213, right in here. Okay, so we can see we pivoted off of this, right? And once we broke above that on the daily chart, you can see we're getting out of that congestion zone. So this is a really strong candle right here. Good volume. That's a great signal for a long. Give you a doji sandwich up, right? So doji day. And then worked its way up real nicely, right? So 382 all the way up to 435, right? So nice 50-point move on Tesla, okay? So that's a really good tool. It's a really good tool to help us find, how to get out of these congestion zones, okay? So 10 to 20 bars, look for your Ross hook, close above that Ross hook, and get out of there, right? That's the idea, and then ride the wave up. So that's the idea. So pretty cool stuff. I like it. So it's good. It just helps to be like, man, how long are we going to be chopping here, right? Well, is it 10 bars? Is it 10 to 20 bars? Are we getting a breakout there? Are we getting a Ross hook off it? Yeah, are we closing above that? Yeah, let's go. Right, that type of thing. So it's pretty cool. So it's good stuff. Anyway, so definitely something to keep an eye out for. Tomorrow's going to be fun. We're going to talk about the last concept, right, about trading ranges, and we're going to get into, CGC, right, canopy growth. We're going to be talking about Beyond Meat, its recent breakout, Shake Shack, stuff like that. So it should be pretty fun. So I hope you guys found that helpful. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those into the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can. And we'll try to wrap up as early as possible so we can get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So futures are up 2.5 points. We'll see how that holds into the open. Maybe it'll just chop around all night. And we'll see if they try to buy the dip. They've already tried to pump it up a little bit. Talking about starting, phase 2 of the trade deal right away. So we'll see. I don't know how long they can hold this, guys. One of the charts I tweeted out earlier was the SPX here on the daily, right? And if you go to here, if you go to the pitchfork we've been working on, right? This is all the way back. It goes all the way back to 2016. But anyway, we're reaching the high of this pitchfork right here. I mean, it's getting toppy. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Now, this thing could keep going, right? It could certainly keep going. Nothing is stopping it, but even doing multiple pitchforks, this is the best one, right? Because the median line served as support a couple areas, right? So it's pretty good. We'll see. We might pivot off of this, kind of work our way back down. But if it blows through, there's no telling. It could get up to 3,500 at that point. So we just have to continue to monitor it. That's why we have our trend lines, and we stay bullish till proven otherwise. So good stuff. All right. So that being said, Shirley sent a few in. She got some good ones out here. So let's take a look at those. NEWR. New Relic. Bullish still proven otherwise. Nice one, Shirley. I like how it closed above these levels right here. Decent volume today. A little bit of an upper shadow, so just be careful with that. I do want to see it get over today's highs, but it's looking pretty strong there, so that was a nice catch. PCG had an upgrade today. I guess it's the billions that they're paying out for their forest fires, or somebody said it's like, okay, the worst is behind it right now. So they did gap it up this morning. PCG got a move. Look at this. How many candles is this? 14 candles. 14 candles, and if you look here, gave you like kind of like a, one, sort of like a 1, 2, 3 pattern. Here's your Ross hook kind of pattern right here. We closed above it here, and then you got that nice gap up yesterday. So we did get that continuation. Good volume yesterday too on PCG. So see if that gets some movement for you. NLock, Norton LifeLock. There you go. So nice candle today. Big volume coming out on this one. So I guess maybe it's like the new Symantec or something like that. But here we go. So we got this right here. Holding trend. Nice candle today. Closed above this previous high. And the volume is pretty decent. Overall good volume coming on this one. I like this end lock. It's looking pretty strong here. Zynga. Z-N-G-A. All right. Yeah, Zynga's looking pretty interesting here. Big doji, Shirley. Be careful with this one. Okay, so this one is got an old fib fan that we drew way back yonder. If you remember this old pitchfork, here's the fib fan line from the previous lows. Drew it up from to this peak right here, which we've crossed. Okay, so the fib fan line here is showing possible resistance. So we did get a doji off of that. So just be careful. 2 red days and a little doji right here. It might come back and try to retest that previous resistance level. And then it might go. So just whoa. So just be careful with that. That's all. Okay. And NVTA. This popped up on our scans today. I really like this candle. Okay, looking good. It closed over some major pivots. So that's looking good. Right, next level up is right here, about this 20 level right here. Then you get your 2-day moving up, average up here at 265 or 2065. So that could be interesting too. So NVTA is looking really interesting. I do want to see if that gets any follow through. I like the volume today. I like the candle. Great stocks. Awesome. Enjoy life at Para. Good evening. I hope you're doing great. Thanks for tuning in. Matthew, what's going on, man? Oh, yeah. Good evening. NOC. Let's take a look. Yeah, NOC looking pretty interesting here. Obviously, these defense stocks have been in play since possible war in Iran. So it's definitely holding up really well. It's got kind of a minor trend line that it's already basically breaking out of here today. So looking pretty good. Next resistance level here is the all-time high. If we can get above that, this thing could continue to rock. North Rup. So keep an eye on that. Looking good. Katie, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Cron. Yeah, the pot sector has been doing pretty good here. Nice breakout, right? Nice candles right here. They're showing a lot of strength, a lot of volume. Good move today from yesterday, right? Sideways and then pushed up a little bit, so it looks good. Look, watch out for this upper shadow. Big volume today, so it got a little selling pressure here. Let's see why. Some selling pressure from back there, so it makes sense. But this one's a little bit trickier than some of the other ones here. Let's get this. We actually had a fresh low on this one here, so let's put a fresh trend line there. So yeah, it has closed above kind of major levels right here. Again, let's see if it stays constructive in the upper end of the shadow. See if it gets above this, gets above those guys, and then tries to work its way up. Maybe it'll intersect with the 200-day moving average up there. So yeah, Kronos is tough, right? CGC is kind of like the one if we just look at real quick. This one, it really got some big moves right here, real nice, right? So this is big shadow or big candle right here that cleared all its key levels in the downward channel and then got some nice follow through the upside and still getting some pretty good volume on that too. So yeah, this sector is pretty good. You look at the MJ, your Mary Jane sector, right? So it is also pretty good too. Big volume's been coming in the last couple weeks. You're gearing up for a breakout. Right, you can see this accumulation period right here, and then boom, we got a nice pop today. So we'll see if we get some more strength out of that. Like we said, we want to see a close of these levels. We got that today, so maybe now we can get that cloud break. Anyway, good stuff. Cloud guy, what's going on? Good to see you. Etsy. Etsy was a good one. Yeah, y'all mentioned it the other night. It was really good. I love this candle right here. Okay, and got great follow through to the top of the cloud. So found a little resistance there, so it may chop around a little bit. Let's see if it can. See if it can eventually close above the cloud and then try to work its way up, possibly to the 200-day moving average up there. Good. MTMVR, what's going on? Looks like Amazon took away their ban on on McDonald's and not FedEx yesterday. That's funny. Yeah. So let's take a look. Yeah. So let's start with FedEx. So they did take away their ban on FedEx yesterday, but it's like, nope. 200-day moving average. I'm out of here. See ya. It did give a little bit of a gap up today and then it just flushed. So poor FedEx, it got back below this prior upward trend line. So basically just retested. Now we'll see if it holds the cloud. FedEx is going to be a little bit tricky right here. So, but yeah, good news for FedEx and just kind of gave it up today. But Mickey D's, you're right. It would seem like they're delivering hamburgers here. So, but yeah, real big move. McDonald's has been so strong, right? This we'll talk about, essentially tomorrow, right? So the amount of consolidation that we had in this area is 42 bars. Okay, so this is a trading zone. You got to get out of here. Right? And so you got all these pivots right here, right? And here's your candle. That is your breakout candle right there. Inside day, took the inside day up, another inside day, just kind of stair step up with the inside days. Okay, did give another inside day here, pulled back a little bit, and then launched again. So it filled the closing gap today, kind of did its job. So this is your accumulation period, is your markup period. Now, much farther this markup period goes, we'll see. See if we get any upper shadows on the way up. And then we got a big open gap up there too, which is a potential future target for McDonald's. Good stuff. Awesome. Paul, what's going on? Tesla. Let's take a look. Bum bum bum. So Tesla, possible doji sandwich. Let's see. So the other day, strong candle, right? All time highs, gapped up again on another upgrade, right? And gave you a red candle, basically a hanging man top right here, right? Today it just couldn't get above it, gapped down a little bit with some weakness in the market. Tried to get up there. It looks like it filled the closing gap and then came back down. So a little bit of a bearish candle today. It's got the upward trend line right here. Let's see if it holds that. If it pushes down tomorrow, see if that holds its support and continues to hold trend. Nice stuff. Papa, what's going on? Papa Mentos. Beautiful, great, thank you. Yeah, SDC, great job on that one, man. I know you're all over these. But great job. So yeah, huge close on this one today. Goodness gracious, it was it closed a lot stronger than I thought it was. We were tracking this one at the close. Volume is good. This definitely is going on the bearish watch list for tomorrow for sure. Okay, so that looks great. Yeah, great job on this one. Great volume on this one. It's starting to break. I mean, not only is it starting to break out, it's working on breaking out right here. So it could work its way up here. Got a level over here, but nice distance up to 15. I do like SDC. Great job on that one. Paolo, what's going on? TSN, chicken time. Tyson Foods, it was doing so good the other day. It was starting to work its way up, good volume, got a nice gap up right here, found some resistance at this level right here where it found prior selling pressure, kind of working its way back down again to the scene of the breakout. There is a closing gap down here that it may want to test. It's right near the cloud in the 50-day moving average, so that's a possibility on that one. Mickey D's, we just looked at. Still looking strong. Nice move today. It did fill the closing gap today, so it's got this level over today's highs. It could continue to work its way up. You got this guy right here, and then you got your scene of the breakdown right there. So a couple key levels that it could be trying to climb its way up to. Okay. What else? V. Yeah, how about V doing good? Let's take a look at the other ones real quick. So you got MA, you got MasterCard. Not a strong inside day today. Now with the trade deal, right? These folks are going to be able to do business in China. And they didn't really get much of a move on it. Now you're up pretty good on AXP. It's got an inside day that could get some strength. But V was the clear winner today out of all of those. Nice follow through. It's gone through a lot of key levels. It's kind of a little tiptoeing its way up here. A little bit of a hanging man top. But instead of what Tesla did, this thing took out the highs and just kept going. So fresh high today. Strong stuff on V. And then NVIDIA. There's a V in there somewhere. It's looking pretty interesting. Strong candle here. Again, inside day, then it took the inside day down. So right now we're kind of dealing with these levels right here. Prior resistance levels right here may come as support. Comes right at the trend line right here. So if it did push down, we'd look for that as a potential kind of bouncing point. Good stuff, Thomas. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. CVS. Oh yeah, CVS. Nice move today. I like it. A little bit of an upper shadow. Into some selling pressure right here. Activate this there. But it's trying. Nice candle yesterday too. Good volume today. CVS looks like it's really trying to work its way up out of the cloud, but nice move today on that one. And UNH. Yeah, we had some good moves out of the different healthcare sector stuff today. So UNH was good, right? So they had earnings today. Just so you can see it today, I mean, it was a crazy pre-market, and then once it got through those pre-market highs, it got explosive today. See, UNH can really trade really well if you can catch it, right? Sometimes the spreads get a little funky, but when it moves, it moves. And the volatility is usually not too bad on it, so you can catch a real cheap price. Sometimes you get just 20, 50 cents, and these things can go to like $5 intraday because it's got big range, but not a lot of volatility, so it's pretty fun. Very good. Nudie Poo, what's going on? Oh yeah, SPCE. Thank you for mentioning that one. That's a great one. Let's take a look at that. SPCE. I mean, this thing has also been another. Look at that. You got how many candles do you have here? 10 candles right here, right? You get your breakout bar right here, so it gets out of your congestion, right? Nice volume, and then boom to the upside. A little bit of resistance, but if you're in it from here, you're good. Keeps on going. Goodness gracious, all the way from $12 on the breakout bar all the way to 15. So even if you had, let's say you had the .SPCE, the 200117 calls, let's say you had the monthly calls and you just had like the 15s, right? So you go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, Just so you can see what those were worth the other day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So they were 3 cents the other day if you were a believer in SPC, and got all the way up to $1.93 today at one point. So pretty impressive stuff. That's why I love options. So, but still a great move though. Big percentage move even on the common shares. So good stuff there. XOP. Yeah, so XOP right here looking pretty interesting. It's having trouble breaking down. Let's get a trend box on this thing. Here's your recent trend line. Right, we got down through here. Here's your trend box right there. It couldn't close bearishly below it, so what we do is we move the trend line down, the trend box down. Right, so right now it's just kind of operating within the trend box. We would need to see, a bearish close, below, below the trend box. See if it works. We don't have to do moving average in the cloud. Right now it's still holding. Lots of lower shadows there. Abdel, what's going on? Shaq, yeah. Shaq with another epic move today. Look at this. This is the trading zone. We're going to talk about this week, right? This is your breakout candle right here. Beautiful move, right? Big volume coming in, then boom, you got your gap up today. Now, was it a beautiful day today? Not really. Look where it got to. It got right to this, right to the gap, and then they started to put some pressure on it. So, but it had a nice move this morning, real nice, right through the pre-market levels, momentum move to the upside, and then boom, 15-word breakout. Great stuff. Awesome. J-Moss, what's going on? Facebook. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Facebook's doing pretty good, right? So it's kind of starting to like a ledge pattern right here. Let's see if it can, kind of hold within this range a little bit, and then, maybe it'll continue to be constructive, try to work its way out. I got earnings coming up pretty soon at the end of the month, so about 2 weeks here to see what this thing wants to do. Premiums are starting to get up there a little bit. Paul, 5, you got a triangle going on. Nice. Let's take a look. So 5 was crazy. Crazy. Big gap down the other day, and boy, did they buy the dip that day and got some follow through the next day, right? So now it's just kind of pausing a little bit, possibly pulling back. You got this gap right here, right? And then, just kind of inside day, right? So this is a possible doji sandwich, right? So we could see that, try to work its way up. But we'll see. Definitely had some interest a couple days ago on that big move down. Got some nice follow through. Now it's kind of holding these levels. Good. Abdel, can you please do Shaq? Yeah, we just did. But yeah, so you can see exactly what happened today. Nice breakout candle right here on huge volume. Got the follow through today. It's in the cloud. I wish it were stronger in the cloud. It's an upper shadow in the cloud, so now it could get a little bit funky. So we'll see. Maybe some analysts will come out and talk about it tomorrow. But great move today. Paolo, what's going on? How can I learn ThinkScript to do some basic settings? Do we have any educational videos? So ThinkScript, you're talking about like just going in and programming it and stuff like that. So I haven't done any videos on ThinkScript itself. But there's some pretty good resources out there. If you go into Thinkorswim, there's a whole educational center right there that kind of goes over some basic ThinkScript stuff. One of the things you can do, and you can't really show it up here, but if there's something that you want to code, right, you can go into your studies, and I can't really pull it up right now without kind of getting with this broadcaster. But you go to your studies and edit studies, and let's say you just want to see how a simple moving average is programmed. All you do is click on that, and it pulls up the script itself. Right, so you can kind of go into current scripts that interest you. Maybe you want to program like a moving average crossover or something like that. They've got stuff in there for it. So you can actually pull up the scripts that Thinkorswim already has, right, and try to customize it for yourself too. So there's good stuff there, and there's good stuff in the educational settings in Thinkorswim. So yeah, we don't do too much of that. We mostly just look at charts. Archibald, what's going on? Pins, yeah, let's take a look. Pinterest, yeah, big move yesterday. Nice move today. I mean, honestly, if you were trading the breakout of this thing on the big volume, now granted, pins, is not, isn't as hyped as like a CGC or a Beyond, right? Those are some pretty big fad stocks right there, right? But it did give a nice move today, and if you caught it, you got a nice gap up and a little push up off of that, right? So right now it's got an upper shadow at the top of the cloud. So look for some more consolidation on this one, but it was still a nice candle. Now again, this is similar to what Beyond did, right? If you go back. Right, it did give this. I know it's way back here. Similar to what Beyond did here. You had a big breakout candle. You had this the next day, and then it did get follow through the next day. Right, it just wasn't in. It was at the cloud, not in the cloud at the time. So that's something to look at there. So yeah, but pins is interesting for sure. Upper shadow, so it may come back and test a few levels down below. Yeah, Abdel. Okay, yeah, Shaq for the third time. I got it, Bo. We did it. We did it twice. All right, good. What else? Chris, what's going on? Tilray. Yep, pot stock. Oh, now that's a doji sandwich right there. Big move yesterday. Doji pause day. could, launch its way out there on that one. So definitely keep an eye on Tilray today. Good move off that. Seneca, what's going on? SQ, hope you're doing well. Ooh, yeah, square, nice move. So again, we liked this candle right here. It was looking good. It's kind of has been grinding its way up and then giving another big candle today, right? As it got through these prior levels right here, this level here. So where did it find resistance? It found resistance at this guy. Okay, that's a horrible drawn candle right there, or horribly drawn line. But here's your gap. So it found a little gap resistance today. Again, another nice close above this could work its way up to the gap itself. Good stuff. Ah, yes, what's going on? How are you? This is a long time no see. Hope you're doing great. Osiris, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Paolo, yeah, TSN. Yep. So again, just a little bit, of a pullback here the last couple days. Upper shadow got a big move, right? Some call activity, and then upper shadow, and then kind of worked its way back down. Yeah, chicken breakouts aren't as big as fake meat breakout. The real meat's not as big as the fake meat. So, Osiris, yeah, DE. Old John Deere. Yeah, you'd think that would have done a little bit better with the trade deal stuff, but anyway. So I guess there's still tariffs. So it's below the 50-day moving average right now. Okay, a little bit of a spinning top, doji type move right here. It's got a lot of crazy selling pressure right here. See if it comes back, messes with the cloud a little bit, and gives you a move off of that. Otherwise, you get a 200-day moving average way down there. IOVA. Okay, yeah, double inside day, right at the 50-day moving average, so definitely something to keep an eye on right here. Macro trend is obviously, recent trend is down, right? Even, you can kind of say it's below here, too, below this triangle, its prior upper trend line. So you're right, the cloud right here, it's really consolidated right here. It might give you a pop out of this. It's got to get back over that 50-day moving average. Wendy, good morning. Hope you're doing great. Hope it's a great day in Singapore. Jay, what's going on? Hello, hello. Paul, you actually meant Tilray. Oh, with the doji sandwich? Yeah. That's all good. That's all good. Yeah, beautiful doji sandwich potential right here. That's all good. Yeah, nice. Fat Hat, what's going on? Angie, let's take a look. Ooh, yeah, that is a nice candle right there. Good volume today. Closed above a lot of nice levels. You got a gap window right here, but yeah, that's looking pretty strong. Yeah, looking pretty strong right there. So definitely worth keeping an eye on that one. So it could give it a move up here. See how it handles that gap, and then it can work its way up. You got your 200-day moving average kind of working its way down right there. So good. Abdel. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Shaq. Yeah, so you got, Shaq with resistance. It gave you a big top deal today, right? So you got this 71.86, right? You got to get into the gap right there. And then you got your open gap, yeah, and then, it's open, right? So you can see what it does right there. Right? Big buying pressure right here. You do have a closing gap down here that hasn't touched yet. You got your 200-day moving average here. So it's it's a good move. Nice gap up today, but it's kind of big upper shadow today. So it's going to be, complex. Hello, Walmart. Walmart's been pretty nasty, right? It's been working its way down, right? It had a trend box right here. It's now below the trend box, but it's, trying to close green, so it's not super bearish. But it has come down quite a bit. It's below its macro trend line right now, right? So it's, just continuing to operate this trend box here, but it's interesting. Needs to get some strength, otherwise your 200-day moving average is coming up on it. And lift. Yeah, good candle yesterday. Right into some pretty big levels right here. So just kind of is pausing a little bit right here. I don't know. It might come back down to the cloud and then try to work its way out. Jay, we got gold. Yeah, gold. Yeah, so a little bit of flow going into some of the the safe names, right? So gold had a nice green day today. TLT, green day today, right? SPCE, not necessarily a safety name, but it had that huge move up here, right? As it got out of these, got to fresh all-time highs right here. I don't know, it's going crazy, but big moves. Hal. Remember Hal from Space Odyssey? We're talking about space and all that stuff. So yeah, a little bit of a falling wedge right here. Inside day, we looked at XOP a little bit earlier, right? So your oil stocks have been a little bit weak, but the inside day could be interesting. So you can get above it and get out of this little wedge. Good stuff. Wendy, win. Yeah, win could be winning right here. There's a nice level right here, right, that it's holding. So let's see if we get some strength. If it gets over these guys, the next couple days, right? We can see this thing, work its way up for another winning move. Piton. I wanted to like Piton today at the close, but then it turned into a red doji right here. So let's see if we can get above these guys right here. It's approaching its first cloud. So let's see if we can get above it before it gets there, right? So if nice close above these levels, could see Piton pedaling its way up. RUP. RUP. Not sure about that one. Redfin, RDFN. Whoa. Oh, look at that one. Nice. This thing has been strong. It's had some good moves. Look at that. That's a really nice candle on that one. Closed over this major pivot right here. Got out of the macro trend line. Just worked its way up nicely. That is a very strong candle right there. I like it. And then Baidu. Poor Baidu. Inside day, right? Big bearish candle right here, right? Got some follow through the downside. Hopefully it can hold that as support and then try to work its way back up again. Good stuff. Yeah, Abdel, my pleasure. Namaste, a doji sandwich. Yeah, we've done we did a video on that not too long ago. But the doji sandwich is basically this, right? So with what you see is you get a big green candle, right? That's the first part of the sandwich, right? That's your bread. Then the doji itself becomes like the kind of the meat or the fake meat, right, in between. And then your ideal is if you push above the close or the open of the doji with a stop at the bottom of it, you get you try to go for a measured move. It's basically a measured move technique. So you go up, sideways, and then up to try to get something as big as this candle right here. So if it does want to be strong, Tilray could be a big one to break out of this cloud and really give a push. So yeah, that's the doji sandwich. Thomas D, yeah. So Neo, guys, big move today. Look where it went right to. Here's your highs, from its IPO. Here's your trend line. Look at that. Right to it today again. It did it on earnings, and it did it again today, so it came off of it a little bit. It's got to get above this thing and try to get strong. And Square? You just took another glance at that one. Yeah, starting to look good, right? Got over these levels right here today. It's got the gap is just above it. Got a little bit of gap resistance today, but if it could push and close above that, the next couple days, Square could get, start to get strong there. So that's good. Oh no, you're good. Yeah, Nia. Yeah, you're good. Paul, what's going on? Paul Lay. TTD. Double inside day on TTD. Look at that. So, basically right at the highs. So, again, we want to see what it does. It's got a little bit green today. So, see if we can get over these levels right here and then try to, give you a big breakout move on that one. Oh, Abdel, yeah. It's cool. It's delayed by a few seconds. You're good. We're live. It's just a slight delay on it. So, SMG. Let's take a look at that. Scott's Miracle Grow. Yeah, so the pot support sector, right? So good close the other day, right? Nice follow through on that one. So just watching, you got a couple little selling pressure areas right here, like seeing the breakdown type stuff. So finding a little resistance there. But if it closes above this stuff, it could work its way back up. JMOS TGT. Yeah, TGT got slammed a little bit with worse than expected holiday sales. Here's your recent pivot high right here. So it kind of came right down to support. And just kind of closes a doji today. It's kind of a blah type day today. Didn't really give any big moves either way. So we'll see. We'll see what it does here. May consolidate a little bit. It's definitely within this gap, so it may try to fill this gap. You got another gap down here. So if it wants to get below this resistance level as support, right, we could see some more downside in target. So who knows? Maybe some downgrades will come out or something like that tomorrow. But anyway. Good stuff, guys. Great chart request tonight. Definitely enjoyed, continuing the conversation on the law of charts, right, with congestions. And tomorrow we're going to finish it up with trading zones. We're going to get into like Beyond, LK, Shack, all these big breakouts that we've been seeing in these kind of like fad type stocks. So just show how you can use the law of charts to help get you out of it, and try to catch a good move. So good stuff, guys. Well, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. Feel free to tune in whenever you want to. In the evening, we do, we're here, we look at charts and we go over new technical ideas. Definitely also click like if you can, and then check out the links in the description too. So I hope everybody has a great evening. Thank you again for tuning in and for your support. And I hope everybody enjoys, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.